What's going on, guys? It's Shane, also known as the Pittsburgh PA, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 different study methods that you can utilize in PA school. Welcome to the video, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, or follow me on Instagram at the Pittsburgh PA. I post a lot of content on there daily, and hopefully there's some tips and tricks on there that can help you guys out when you're going through school. So the first study method that I'm going to share with you is my favorite study method. It's the study method that I swear by. It is the Note Quizlet Review Study Method. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's really nothing fancy, but it's effective and it works. So basically what I do is I get into lecture and I just take notes and highlight the things that I think are important. I use my iPad to use good notes, and I open up the PowerPoints and I write directly on the PowerPoints. I highlight what I think is important. I write down little tidbits of information, and then I go home, and that night, I usually try to do it the same day. I'll make a Quizlet based on the notes that I took and the things that were taught in lecture. And the thing about making this Quizlet is I have to make a high quality Quizlet. That means I don't just copy and paste and just put a whole bunch of information on one flashcard, but I actually take the time to write thought out questions, things that I think my professors would ask me, and I take the information that I know is important and make sure that I incorporate it into second and third order questions. By doing this, you're really giving yourself a chance to learn the information in a different way, and it does help it stick a lot more if you do this regularly. After I get done doing the Quizlet, this doesn't have to be the same day, but I'll go back and I'll review all the notes that I took from the class. When I go through the notes, I go through the PowerPoints, I go through all the things that I wrote, and then as soon as I finish going through, directly after I finish going through my notes, I go and do the Quizlet. I'll usually do like the learn mode or the test mode. And the reason why I do that is because I want to present the information to myself in a variety of ways. So the first way I've done it is I've written things down, which is a great way to learn information. And then the second thing that I've done is I went and created questions and different things, which is another great way to learn. If you're creating something and you're trying to apply the information and ask questions that you think would be appropriate on a test, you're definitely learning the information. And then reviewing the information helps me solidify it, and then I test myself and challenge myself by doing the Quizlet. This is really great because, again, I'll see where I'm lacking and I'll see what I need to review and brush up on. The number 2 study method that I'm going to share with you guys is charts. I know charts are not that exciting. It's something that you probably already knew, but it's so important in PA school because there are so many things that you can compare and contrast whenever you're learning medicine. Now, there's 2 different types of charts that I want to talk about. The classic one is the one that we all know and love, where you just take 1 or 2 or maybe 3 or 4 different things and you just write out the similarities and differences between those things so you can compare and contrast. That is a great and very effective study method in PA school. And the second one that I want to introduce to you guys is something that's a little bit less known about. And this is just like an organizational chart, which is different than what I just mentioned. These charts are like a page long, and there's 2 of them on each side of the page. And you just take all the information from the lecture and you put it on one page in one place. So an example would be taking everything from your hematology lecture and putting it on one page. And then you take everything from your cardio lecture and put it all on one page. And the reason why you do this is because it makes it a lot easier to digest tons of information whenever all the related information is right next to each other on the same page. You can find things that kind of go together, and it allows you to make connections between things that you might not actually make connections between if you're flipping through a PowerPoint that has tons of slides. Also, you can highlight different things on the page that are important. And some people even go as far to color code the pages so that they can memorize what pages had what content on them. So you're taking the test and you see a cardio question and you're like, oh, my cardio stuff was on that red page. And then you can actually visualize and see the information on that red page in the top right corner. And you can bring it back to you and retrieve that knowledge. So that is a very effective way to study in PA school. If you want a more advanced video on how to do that, I can definitely make that in the future. The third most effective study method that me and my classmates have utilized in PA school is actually just group studying. I think a lot of people kind of forget about group studying, but it's a tried and true way to learn information. It gives you the opportunity to teach your classmates and solidify information that you already know. It also gives your classmates the opportunity to teach you information that you might be struggling with. Not only that, but you can quiz each other, and if somebody in your class studied something that you kind of skimmed over or missed, you can kind of alert each other to that, and you'll definitely get a lot more information covered when you're studying in a group. The one thing that you have to be careful about when you're studying in a group is you have to make sure that you're not getting distracted and socializing. I am personally the type of person that likes to socialize, and so I like to spend a lot of my time studying by myself, but I'll sometimes utilize group study methods towards the end of my studying period, right before an exam. We'll actually end up writing a bunch of like mock questions, and then we'll come together and quiz each other with all the mock questions that we wrote. And that's a really effective way to review for exams and just make sure that you're not missing any information that you might have skimmed over or didn't look at in depth. So that has been the 3 study methods that I use in PA school. If you guys liked the video, again, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, or follow me on Instagram. And if you want to see different content, just let me know what you're looking for down in the comments below. I'm always trying to connect with people. So if you do want to follow me on Instagram, I'll try to give you the follow back. I always like to connect with different students in PAs, docs, nurses, and so have you. So until next time, guys, this has been Shane, or the Pittsburgh PA, signing off.